Hello. Welcome to a nice little test ride on this R107 model Mercedes-Benz. This is Mercedes-Benz 560. 5.6 liter V8, 272 brake horsepower. Surprisingly good suspension given its age. Now, this actually shouldn't be a surprise because towards the end of the R107 model, in this 87 R107, they actually improved the suspension, changed up the styling a little bit, but it drives like an absolute dream. And you can feel every single cubic inch of that V8. The power is immediate, it is direct, it feels terrific. And it should. This car was well cared for over the years. We know this car was well cared for. We have the original receipts, all the oil changes, very well documented. We also have recent receipts of work done to change things like the timing chain, the new fuel lines, new tires, brakes. It's been well cared for over the years, as well as routine oil changes throughout its years. It's a caring owner that passed on a much beloved vehicle. The caring owner in question was actually two recent owners who drove across the United States on Route 66. It's a Swedish couple that wanted to do the full tour of the States and lived it up, drove it across straight from South Carolina, where it lived, to us in San Diego, and tasked us with selling the car once they were done with their 5-week excursion. So really, the second owners of this car were more like rental owners, taking a bit of a tour. Now you'd think that that would mean that they have racked up the miles on this car, but it's only got about 65,000 miles total so far. Well cared for, lightly used throughout the years. The original owner of this vehicle was an American service member who went over to Germany in the tourism program to buy factory direct from Mercedes. And he bought it US spec in this beautiful tan and nautical blue, highly desirable. I gotta say, this car looks incredible. Bought it, brought it back to the States, drove it for the 35 some years he owned it, and passed it along to the Swedish couple that eventually brought it to us. And I must say, it is quite a beautiful car. It is driver ready, collector ready, original paint, original interior, matching numbers, in the engine, transmission, everything. It's just a tremendous car for what it is. Not only that, as we're about to see, it still has a lot of get up and go. It's not a classic car that you think of where it's 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. It feels a lot closer to 5, and if I'm being honest, I think I'm doing it a disservice by saying 5. The get up and go is just phenomenal. No turbo lag, it's straight V8 power. Elegant cornering. I'm doing it with one hand. There's no struggle, there's no fuss. Growing up, these cars were very much part of my reality, part of my everyday, because you did see them around town, you know? And they're turning into what is kind of a modern cult classic. Lots of people we're starting to really see the value in these vehicles because they are quite impressive performance-wise and really modern for the day. This is just an enjoyable experience to drive this one right now. You really can't tell that you're in a car that is 25, 26. I think it's actually 35 years old. I apologize for the misspeak right there. But what I always enjoyed about this car is that's a layer of roguishness that the other Pagodas don't really have. Very buttoned up, very refined. This one's a little more let your hair down, very enjoyable. The styling is tremendous. It really keeps to the SL looks. In fact, I believe this has a sleeker, more modern look on the R107s. It is quite a car, quite a looker, and a really desirable color combination as well. You see we have the tan on the interior, and on the outside we have nautical blue. Generally that's one of the more desired or sought after versions of the paint and interior that we see on most any car, not just the Pagodas that we usually deal with or any Mercedes that we usually deal with. As I said earlier, we have receipts of meticulous maintenance, meticulous care throughout the years, receipts of new fuel lines, new timing chain, new brakes, general upkeep, consistent oil changes throughout the years. This car was just very well kept. It was very well nurtured. We're seeing a little bit incremental increase in value on these cars, a little bit more interest from people who want to buy them. It's kind of like a nostalgic vehicle, or is becoming one. The value's starting to appear as it goes from a stage of a little bit outdated to a stage of a bit more appreciation in the public eye, which honestly I don't know why it wouldn't have any favor in the first place. It's just a tremendous driver.